So, black-green Infect. So, Infect in general isn't an archetype that's super popular in Modern in general right now. So after they banned Gitaxian Probe forever ago, this archetype kind of fell off the map. And there's more than just Probe getting banned that made this archetype fall off. The printing of Fatal Push didn't do it any favors. There's more Lightning Bolts in the format, arguably, than a lot of people, than there were in a format prior. So it's definitely more complex than just, hey, we lost Gitaxian Probe and had free information. So this build of black-green Infect, there's two kind of big reasons to be in black-green as opposed to blue-green. So the big pull to playing blue in Infect is you get access to Blighted Agent, which is unblockable. So Plague Stinger is a pseudo-unblockable creature, like it has flying, but obviously it's more blockable than Blighted Agent. The big pull to being in black, in my mind, is Phyrexian Crusader, because this is a card that has protection from red and white, which means it has protection from both Lightning Bolt and Path to Exile, which are two of the premium removal spells in the format. Another thing that's nice is that Inquisition of Kozilek is a card that, while not drawing you a card like Gitaxian Probe, it gives you information about what's going on. It's also another proactive card that allows us to fill the bin to make Become Immense playable. And this is a piece of anti-disruption, so like it takes the removal spells that against linear decks also doubles as interaction in case they might go faster than you. Liliana, the Last Hope in the sideboard, also gives you a little bit of play as extra threat density, because these Infect decks do tend to struggle against decks like Jeskai and blue-white and black-green, decks that have a lot of removal spells in them. So Liliana, the Last Hope, giving us more access to our Infect creatures is appealing in that aspect. I'll go ahead and pop on into some matches here. Morning, Green Sky, thanks for the 11 months. I do not know what that is, but I also don't really get out and watch movies or TV that much, so... Yeah, Ames, I know you didn't mean it that way, but it felt like you were poking fun at something that I did that was actually a very adult decision to, like, take a break. The Weeb Army checking in for the 11th month. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good Thursday wherever you're at. Azagar, if you're blocked on my Twitter, send me a message in private here on Twitch, and I'd be happy to unblock you. I manage Twitter a lot in the same way I manage Twitch, which is that I block and mute aggressively and then unblock if people ask nicely. What are some of your favorite decks in Modern that involve a lot of interaction? Green-Black Rock and Blue-Black Fairies are my two top picks for these decks are interactive, and I enjoy playing them at the moment. Morning, Comatose Bunny. Well, welcome to the Modern segment. We do some Modern every morning to start things off. Or Modern or Legacy. We usually do like one Legacy League a week too. Yikes, are they playing Burn? Burn is an incredibly hard matchup for this archetype. Although Mirian Crusader might change that a little bit. Mirian Crusader definitely a card that is good in this matchup. Protection from red and white, so they can't take it off the table. So if they go to Blaze Me here, I'm going to Blossoming Defense, probably. Because that'll let me block their Monastery Swift Spear. Yep. I think I might actually play defense with this Blossoming Defense. Yeah, I think I'm going to here. I think I'm going to go ahead and block. Here. And then pump this up. The just got aggro deck link and the queue is broken. I don't think that's true unless my website's having issues. Nope, looks like it loads fine here. So I'm attacking for 3 Infect here. And then next turn, I can animate this and then pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Become Immense and kill them. So maybe we're going to steal this. Whatever the Crusader is. The black Crusader. The Crusader that exists in my deck is the one that's good here. Yeah, if they have Bolt or Helix, they should probably hold it up, which is maybe a reason to wait on the Blossoming Defense. But, like, if I wait on the Blossoming Defense, I'm also not threatening lethal this turn. So, like, it's kind of 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Could the Infect counter be any spell? I mean, it's not like they have this giant mass of dead space right here. That's not true. All right, so they're dead. Sweet. And this is why Infect's a sweet deck, because like even when a matchup like this is very hard, it's still like oops, I killed you. 5, 6, 7, right? 5, 6, 7. Let's just go for the overkill. Let's go for the overkill, baby. This is my Inkmoth. My Inkmoth is huge. Look how big my Inkmoth is. We'd have killed him with regular damage that game. Look at that. Yet, if that's totally unrealistic, though. Yeah, it's just not going to happen, Rick. And I understand if people who only watch Magic Online or only do Modern and Legacy, like, unsub if they've been subbed for a while, but I honestly, especially some of the decks that are still in the queue that I need to get through, like, mentally speaking, I just can't do an entire day of. The last time I tried to do a bunch of Magic Online, we got, like, halfway through the day, and I was like, nah, I'm off this. It just doesn't feel good to slog through after a while. In addition to the application being kind of clunky and the viewer numbers being bad, the actually just like playing Modern and Legacy all day is just like not something I'm up for anymore. And like maybe like I could probably sit there and play Vanafear Pod all day, but at that point I'm like not working through the deck queue, so it's like, well, Collective Brutality is very good here, and it's another card that gives us a reasonable shot. I think I want to cut Become Immense in this matchup just because it's kind of easy for them to kill. Yeah, we'll see. I think when the new set is getting ready to release on Magic Arena, I'll probably want to do all standard days after the new set releases. So leading into it, when the standard format's been a little bit stale after we've been playing it for another month or so, I might do a couple of all Moto days leading into that so I can do all standard days after. Yeah, the sub points did what I expected them to do, which was that there were a pile of sub gifts and they all fell off. I need to cut 3 more cards here. We're definitely not cutting threats. I think I just want to be super interactive in this matchup. Rancor, Might of Old Krosa is probably not good. Rancor on Phyrexian Crusader is probably fine. Mutagenic Growth is maybe not good enough. It doesn't save from any... Yeah, maybe this is the card I'm supposed to cut. It doesn't save from any... It doesn't save from any burn spells. Let's do this. Yeah, Sand looks great. Is Fatal Push that good? They could draw all spells. I mean, yeah, it's good. Usually they have like 15 creatures post board, and they have both Grim Lavamancer and Eidolon, which are both must kill on sites because you can't win the game if they stay in play. I think I just play this Verdant and like fetch in Overgrown Tomb and pass. I think I want a Brutality before I put my only threat into play. So Might of Old Krosa is not stellar here, so definitely escalating that one. I think I want to hold on to Inquisition here. So I'm going to ditch Might. I think I'm going to ditch Rancor. Hopefully if we don't get Skullcracked off of this, we should be in a pretty okay spot here, assuming they don't like untap and draw Eidolon or Lava Man. If we get Skullcracked here, I feel a little bad. Yeah, just Boros Charm, that's fine. It's possible that their hand's going to be empty enough that I don't want this this Inquisition. Alright, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a Path to Exile here, just because it's their most resource-efficient piece of removal. So Searing Blood is one that I can know about and play around a little bit here, which is nice. I'd encourage you to watch the intro of the video from today. I talked about I did a mini deck tech like I usually do and talked about the key differences. I'd encourage you to, like, if you want something sooner than that, you actually have subs, so you can go back and rewatch that portion now, but I'd encourage you to take a peek at that. Again, taking Lightning Bolt, because not only is it a burn spell for my face, but it's an efficient piece of removal. Path to Exile, if this resolves, it gives me a land to stick the Phyrexian Crusader. And, like, if I draw a Black Source for this Crusader, the game's going to end real fast. Plague Stinger. Yeah, so I'm going to lead on Glistener Elf here. And if they Path to Exile my Glistener Elf, I'm just going to let it resolve. However, if they go to Searing Blood my Glistener Elf, I'm going to protect it so I don't take damage. Because if they Path this, it gets me the Swamp out of my deck, which lets me play the Phyrexian Crusader, which should kill them very quickly. But I just would prefer not to take damage, and I don't mind getting a land. So I'm going to protect from Searing Blood. I am not going to protect from Path to Exile. Yeah, and this is post board to Edge Freak, so I think they're less likely to have it. And they let on Path to Exile like I was hoping they would, because they would prefer this one get countered than Searing Blood, obviously, because this one does damage. So I think I like their sequencing with their information, but their sequencing actually plays out really well for us because I have access to Phyrexian Crusader here. So Sands and Snaring Bridge, this card's just going to kill them. Which, I wonder if I'm supposed to hedge and bring in some Nature's Claims in this matchup because of the possibility of Bridge. It also kills Eidolon. Lega Level, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. Happy Thursday. If you're somewhere in the Midwest like me today, be sure you stay safe. We're supposed to get a bunch of snow. 2. So can't kill them this turn. So let's just play another Crusader out here. Do we know they have Bridge? We don't know they have Bridge, but Burn often plays 2 copies of Bridge on the sideboard. There's just no guarantee they bring it in against us. So next turn they're dead to Vines of Vastwood kicked. This is 2, 6, 10. I guess I should... Do I play around Deflecting Palm? What's the Oracle text on Deflecting Palm? So, Deflecting Palm would deal actual damage to me. Yeah, Deflecting Palm can Deflecting Palm one of these. I think I'm actually just gonna, like, be conservative and just do this. Nice, Sheriff. Congrats. Maybe this is too conservative because I'm giving them the ability to draw a an ensnaring bridge here. I technically should have taken Searing Blaze there, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to play another creature other than these. Alright, did you draw a bridge? So we beat Deflecting Palm this turn because we attack and we just let pass priority, and then if they palm one, we pump the other. Kozilek's Return, that would be a gross one. That's a card they could have. Yep, that's definitely a real Magic the Gathering card. We've seen Maddie's played that one in his sideboard before. Yeah, they're both equally dead. I like how we, like, just played a game where, like, the matchup is Rancid for Infect and Phyrexian Crusader and Collective Brutality just destroyed them. And people are still like, what do the black cards do? Why would you want to play the black cards, Jeff? Oh, Twitch chat. Oh, Twitch chat. Seems pretty reasonable. We got Inquisition for some disruption. We got a threat. We got some pump. We got a removal spell. And, like, so just, like, questions like that, like, can we just, like, be specific, you know, like you can look at this deck list and obviously see what black cards that we're playing. So, like, is there a certain black card we're playing that you don't think is worth playing? Like, why the question? Is there a certain blue card you think we're really missing? Like, generate generic, or don't generate generic questions that, like, are super open-ended. Talk about specifics. It's not even about answering the same questions, but it's just like, can we think about our questions a little bit better? All right, which Noble Hierarch deck are you? Could be a mirror, could be Vanifier Cord. Could be Bant Spirits, although Wooded Foothills makes me think it's not Bant Spirits. It is an actual, factual mirror match. Mirror match. Well, obviously this match is to establish dominance of who's the better Infect deck. So... whoever wins this matchup determines which is the superior breed. Must assert dominance. Yeah, they're probably gonna be kind of surprised when we infect them. Yep. Yep. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Fatal Push here. I know they're gonna get to protect from it, but it means it's two less damage for them later. And this puts Fatal Push in my bin for the Become Immense. So actually, by fatal pushing here, I set myself up to kill them 2 turns from now. So next turn I play Plague Stinger. The turn after that, I go Rancor, Mutagenic Growth, become immense, kill you. We played the land destruction deck after the latest set release, and it's just not good enough anymore. There's too many Mortifies and other things that kill enchantments in the format for it to be very reasonable. The axis on which it's attacking now is no longer resilient in the format. Next turn, they can hit us for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they want. So if they draw another Mutagenic Growth, we could be dead. But if they don't draw Mutagenic Growth, we should kill them here. Oh, I messed up. I need a green source. I wasn't thinking and clicking. I was just clicking. I can't kill them because I got the wrong land. Me. Alright, well, we have to draw a green source for Mutagenic Growth because I'm an idiot. Well, we're gonna die because I messed up. So, they drew a card that doesn't kill me, and then I can't kill them next turn because I messed up. They can hit me for 9 here. Which they're not going to because they want to protect with this next turn. Mutagenic Growth or Green Source, the cards we need. Yep. I did. They have Distortion Strike on Suspend. For people wondering why I'm not just going to put a creature into play and block. Well, so far, our deck would have won every game. So we got that going for us. Yeah, Vines can counter their pump spells, which probably means I want to bring one in. I actually want to trim here. I think I just become more interactive. Rancor seems great. I'm going to cut my Blossoming defenses. They don't have that many... They don't have that many removal spells. Dryad Arbor is for Liliana, the Veil decks. Let's try this. We're 0-1 in this match because I fetched the wrong land. And now we'll mulligan to death because that's how Magic works. London mulligan rule when. Magic blows fat chunks sometimes, you know that? It's like this is why you can't make mistakes. You make mistakes and then you have games like this where you just like don't. I guess my health total doesn't matter in this matchup, and I should lead on Inkmoth here on 1 technically, because I could have attacked with it on 2. I also should have played Polluted Delta rather than Verdant Catacombs on 2 after I messed up on turn 1, because this land fetches both my basics and this one doesn't. I mean, the observation is that, like, I do this every day, but I'm not adept from or insulated from making mistakes. I'm reading chat and talking at the same time while I'm clicking the mouse. I just clicked on a random black land instead of, like, thinking through what I was doing the following turn. Like, I was literally talking about the line that we were going to take that gave us lethal the following turn while I clicked on the wrong land that prevented us from doing that. I mean, that's not what this is about at all. There wasn't a mistake followed by another mistake. There was a mistake followed by mulligans, which is just part of Magic. It's just part of the game. They kept terrible hand though, so maybe we have a chance even though I mulliganed. Our hand's actually shaped up to be pretty good here. I've used 2 minutes and 1 second off my clock. My opponent has used 6.5 minutes. Just moto things. Alright, so they're dead. I guess they could have a dismember. I think I just hold to become immense to play around dismember. I think it's probably not quite that bad looked at numbers, because if you watch Moto Clocks a lot of the time isn't burned in small increments. It's burned over the course of like opponents taking one incredibly long turns, which is not possible in Arena, which is nice for the most part. I chose not to become immense there because I didn't feel like I wanted to lose to Dismember. For people that are wondering, there's no reason for me to play into a Dismember there. All right, I messed up game 1. My opponent kept a terrible hand and died in game 2 after we mulliganed. Let's have a good game 3 here, shall we? Yeah, they kept a 7 with no colored source in it. They just had double Inkmoth to start. Yeah, they were on 7 Infect there. So I could have used the Become Immense to try and lethal the last turn and then like die to a Dismember horribly, but I didn't think it was necessary to be that aggressive. I gotta imagine we're a favorite post board in this matchup with Brutality, Liliana, The Last Hope, and a Fast Clock. Let's see how this goes though. It really can just get us sometimes, right? That's why Infect's good. Sometimes you just kill them. I agree. Training people to play faster is a huge plus. I'm gonna keep this, I think. think. Hey, the Petiv. Thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Dawn of Hope, Divine Visitation, sir. We'll do the general pancakes. Thanks for the biddies. Alright, if we get a black source, probably can't lose. If we brick on a land, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, interesting. That's really good, actually. Yikes. Huh. I think I'm going to... Am I just sticking Liliana here? Or I just put 2 threats down? I'm just gonna put 2 threats down. Now the stream decker's up to date, Nivik. We streamed it yesterday for a little bit. I think we went 3 and 2 with it yesterday on stream. Spellscape means that they have Blighted Agent here. We're probably going to be in trouble. Well, my Rancor and my Vines of the Vastwood don't do anything. Yeah, Vines can be used to counter one of their pump spells, but... Kind of, no, because they can just Spellskite it. So, there's a good chance we're just dead next turn because of Spellskite. Their sideboard card was better than ours. You can find all of my deck lists on my Stream Decker page, Strange. Compare for yourself. Come to your own educated decisions. Conclusions is the word we're looking for there. This, like, does 2 damage to them every turn, but that's all it does, right? Please mess up and just Pendelhaven this. No, that's not how Vines works. Vines stops them from targeting their creatures. So Vines does not. So if I Vines this, I cannot kill this. They can still redirect to Spellskite. So if I Vines their creature, it prevents them from targeting their creature with stuff. Yeah, we need to draw a Fatal Push here or something like that. Should have attacked with Glistener before playing the Liliana. Why? They would block with this and then... Oh, no, they wouldn't block with this because then it would die. So it's mostly irrelevant. Because Liliana only gives 1 less defense. No. This is... It's -2, -1. Yep. Am I dead? I'm dead. Do 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 do. Yeah, I thought Last Hope would be a Mirror Breaker. Turns out it's actually Spellskite. Yeah, I messed up the first game there. Feels bad. Feels modern, man. So, we wouldn't have had a third game for me to just get run over in if I would have fetched the correct land in the second game, but like, you know, it's three games in a row, someone getting run over. Seeing Spellskite in play there actually reminds me of last time we were talking about Splinter Twin being unbanned. Some person on Twitter was like, it's just incredibly difficult to interact with Splinter Twin. Not all colors do it. And I was like, have you heard of Spellskite? And he goes, they were like, oh, I actually didn't know Spellskite was a card. And I was like, all right, so you're arguing that Splinter Twin is too good, and you've literally never played against Splinter Twin, because if you had, you would know Spellskite's a magic card. Got it. Got it. Thanks, Sheriff. And we know what we're doing and when we're doing it here. Thereabouts. Occasionally people throw some dollars around and it gets reorganized, but for the most part we know what we're doing. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, it was someone who had literally never played against it. Smells like Grixis Shadow. I have to imagine Grixis Shadow is a bad matchup for this deck. They have a lot of disruption and a fast clock. I haven't played it. I know Grixis Shadow is very good against spell-based combo decks, and this is like a creature-based combo deck, but I'd have to think it's probably still not good for us. Because that's not how counting works, Smurf. You can't play Inkmoth on 1, play Noble Hierarch, and activate Inkmoth on 2. We do have a pretty good hand for just getting them here. If you pretend your Noble Hierarch has haste, you're A-okay. Delve me, baby. Yeah, Inkmoth's pretty good. Phyrexian Crusader's not terrible, but Inkmoth is definitely the best. I agree with that assessment. I just hit them for 2 here. Yeah, if you you'll notice I right-clicked on it. If you right-click on it, you see this says newly controlled. So that's why I always right-click on it before I go to activate it. It's possible I'm supposed to force damage with these Mutagenic Growths this turn. If they don't have another removal spell this turn, the Become Immense is lethal, so we got that going for us. Yikes. Having 2 Inkmoths here is okay too, because I do get to like crack a fetch attack with both next turn. Opponent seems to understand how this matchup works too, though, because they did choose to Fatal Push during the end step, which is the ideal timing for that, so that way they didn't take 2 extra damage inside of combat. I guess I'm attacking with just one now. Well, attacking with both when I have Hierarch in play is better because then if they have a piece of spot removal, they know both the cards in my hand here. So that way I'd still get like now if they have a piece of spot removal, I don't do any infect damage to them. Whereas if I would attack with both of them, I get a point of infect in, or maybe even 2 just because of the threat of mutagenic growths. So when you're staring down a removal spell, it's better to split up your damage if it's going to be identical damage, even if it costs you slightly more mana. What are the odds they have Stone Cold Nothing? What are the odds they have Stone Cold Nothing? Yeah, yep. Yeah, if they get too aggressive here, we could maybe kill them with regular damage. I agree. Like if they're on empty at this point, get it like Rancor and maybe do stuff. Hey, Be Rich, thanks for checking out the sponsor. Hope you enjoy your brush. Be sure to drop me a message. Let me know which deck you'd like to bump in the queue. So thank you for that. All right, if they don't have a removal spell, we can kill them with a bump spell. We have another threat. Yikes. Depending on what they draw here, this might let us steal this. So they attack with everything. I go block, block, Mutagenic Growth this, so then this won't die because it'll be a 4/4 and this will hit as a 2/2. So always, never not dead to Team or Battle Rage, but you know that's just like how life works. In fact, Infect plus First Strike is real good. So First Strike happens, this becomes a 2/2, and then the 2/2 does not kill my Crusader. Oh, magic. Do I have any outs? Yeah, maybe they don't attack with both. Maybe they don't attack with Snapcaster again. They should attack with everything here. Yep. And then they're at 2 infect only, so my best ones become immense, so I think we're just dead. Yep. Yep. Fatal Push sounds wonderful. I don't think I want Collective Brutality in this matchup. Mutagenic Growth's pretty bad. The Nihil Spellbomb's fine. Yeah, I agree. Blocking with the Flyer's better because a Pump Spell on Noble could kill them. It didn't matter because they had the thing, but you are correct. This is probably a last hope matchup. Let's give this a try. Matches where they're killing our threats are probably last hope matchups. Do prime subs get to bump something? They do not. Details on how the deck submission and queue works can be found here on my website. Twitch ads always remind me to throw my base bucks at you. Thanks for the 7 months, Beaks. Welcome back. Unfortunately, if I gave every tier 1 sub a bump, I would basically just drown in queue inflation. There's just not enough hours in the day. I think I keep this. It's been a long time since I took Calc 2 or taught Calc 2. So do not have any good suggestions offhand, unfortunately. Give them 1 point. Nah, even 1 point would probably be too much. That's like another 2,000 points into the queue per month. Which matters because the more points that are in decks in the queue, the more expensive it costs for people to get their decks played right away, which then discourages people from donating actual money to have decks played sooner. It also would be a tedious amount of bookkeeping, you're not wrong. Like tracking an extra 2,000 requests per month. Yeah, plus time lost applying requests. Are you watching the game I'm playing right now? So sorry, that was rude. One of the things you need to break yourself of, and this is something people do a lot, it happens in Standard, it happens in Modern, it happens everywhere, is that you need to not associate mana bases being good or bad based on how many colors the deck is playing. You can't just look at a deck and go, 3 colors is greedy and your spells are hard to cast, and 2 colors is fine and your spells are easy to cast. Mana bases are way more complicated than that. The thing that determines how easy or hard your spells are to cast is the number of colored sources your mana base can produce. So you need to take a second and count and do math and compare to the hypergeometric distribution calculations, those Frank Carson tables on Channel Fireball, what are the actual probabilities you can cast your spells. It's not just as simple as this deck's 2 colors, thus I can put infinite colorless lands in it. I'll save everybody the trouble. Or yeah, we don't have draws to win this game. I think that matchup's bad for us. So we beat Burn, which is I actually don't know if that's a hard matchup for Black-Green Infect. It's a hard matchup for blue-based Infect, but it feels like we have good tools to beat Burn with this deck between Collective Brutality and Crusader and Fatal Push. And then I messed up against blue-green Infect, so our deck would have been capable of winning that match, but I fetched the wrong land, so we didn't. Heading on into the 4th match here. Guess I take their interaction here, huh? Walking Ballista is real good against us. I don't really care if they have fast tracks. We can just kill them. Pendelhaven's not a terrible draw. Means that I get to attack for 3 Infect next turn. Welcome to Modern. Welcome to Modern. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That relic actually bought them a turn, so we can't become events. And I'm not gonna kill them till turn 5. I apologize. We put some interactive cards in our modern deck, and I would like to apologize to everyone for doing so. All right, well they're dead. We activate Inkmoth. We attack. They shoot it. We pump with Pendelhaven. They die. Kill you on board. Kill you on board. How about instead I do this? I could pretend to make a mistake. I could tap the Pendelhaven and get them. That would be the real play. I should have tapped the Pendelhaven to punk fake, thinking they could win, even though they're dead on board, and just be like, "Nah, brah, JK, kill you." I don't think I want Nature's Claim in this matchup. I think it's just a couple of pump spells in, a couple of fatal pushes out. Let's do it. How much do I think my Moto collection is worth? Next to $0. Because I do not own Magic the Gathering cards. Technically, if you read that end user license agreement, none of you own Magic Online cards, and it's against the terms of service to exchange your cards for money. So the real answer is $0 for everyone, but it's certainly $0 for me because I don't own any cards. One of MTGO Traders is one of my sponsors that lends me stuff. Well, their hand is real slow. I guess we'll take Spatial Contortion. The MTGO still trades you real cards if you have a full set. Kinda. It's only for, like, the very latest set, and it's only for a very small window. MTGO has a basically don't ask, don't tell policy. Like, they just have a policy where they just don't enforce it. Like, it's written down, but no one cares. Like, they're obviously painfully aware that people buy and sell Magic Online cards, but they don't do anything about it. Inkmoth Nexus is actually incredibly good here because they have double O-Stone. They have a TOS, but no one reads those, not even the WotC lawyers. Oh, this is a good line from the opponent. They went ahead and got Ghost Quarter here. I'm actually... Yeah, I'm going to encourage them to Ghost Quarter. It sucks that we drew both our basics here, but I want them to be down a land here. You should play whichever deck in Modern makes you feel happy when you play it. Life's too short and Magic has too much variance to not play decks you like, so find a deck you like that's proactive and sleeve it up. You're dead now, baby, dead now, baby, baby, dead now, baby, dead now, do dead now, you are dead now, do 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 do. Don't dismember me now, do 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 do. That's so incredibly sad. We might actually have a hard time now. I guess they have to have a land next turn. Did you draw your 5th land? They drew the 5th land and it's a Tron piece. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, we might actually be in trouble now. Because they drew 5th land and it was 3rd Tron piece. Probably gonna have to play a game 3 on the play. Was it better to hold up Become Immense? Holding up Become Immense means they didn't have to do anything because it wasn't Lethal Scissor. They were only at 6 Infect. So, like, it could induce them to make a mistake, but I'm supposed to put Lethal into play there. Yeah, if we'd have had a second green source, we'd have been okay there. That's fine. We get to play this game on the play. Easy mulligan. Mediocre keep. Yeah, not being able to mouse over cards on Magic Online is a big real buzzkill. Hopefully we draw another green source here. So we can protect this. Alright, I mean, that's kind of like protection. Take your Sylvan Scrying. Rancor up. So they're going to have turn 4 Ugin. Thankfully, I have them dead if we draw a green source next turn. Hey, what's going on, Trax? Thanks for the host. That's not the green source I wanted for Christmas. Well, the good news is, unless they rip a Tron piece and all this dust, they can't sweep my board next turn. Ugin costs 8. Play plus Crack Oblivion Stone costs 8. Is Infect terrible versus Phoenix X? I don't know. Blue-green Infect's probably terrible. The fact that this build gets to play a bunch of Fatal Pushes probably helps a lot, because Thing in the Ice is the thing you're scared of. If they have a removal spell here, we could maybe be in trouble. So I fire this up and they die because I have Vines of the Vastwood. So I get to pass priority because they're dead. And they go to shoot something, I save the thing they shoot, and they lose the game. Hey, Rexbot, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good Thursday wherever you're at. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a good morning. We are 2-2. I messed up one of our matches and we got kind of run over in a second. We beat Burn, we beat Tron. Let's head on into the last one here, see how things wrap up. Big Fig, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm gonna mulligan this. This hand's pretty good. Yeah, it's probably fine. I think I'm gonna lead on Noble Hierarch here. Am I? No, I'm gonna lead on Inquisition actually. Because I'm not gonna be attacking with Inkmoth on turn 2 anyways, so might as well. Might as well just take a peek and see what we're doing. Doc Z, oh no. Your resub didn't pop up, Doc Z. Did you send the notification through? When you resub, you get another chance to send the notification through. So I think you failed. Thank you. Well, thank you for the resub, but I didn't miss it. You definitely just didn't send it through. It's not on my my dashboard anywhere here. You're totally right. Well, thank you for the 2 months, Doc Z. Welcome back. I think we're about to get out lineared here. Is that really true? No way. That's funny. It does actually. What's our record? We are 2-2. Well, it looks like we're about to lose this one. I don't have any interaction and we're just gonna die. Welcome to Modern. Oh, Modern. Oh, Modern. it's it's really a testament to how bad Standard was for so long that like games like this felt like really good games of Magic in comparison for a while. It's truly a testament to how bad Standard was. All of the deck lists on my website are kept up to date. All of the deck lists on my website are kept up to date. They are living pages. I mean, it's just so different than everywhere else, right? It's like when people come in and don't know that they can find my deck list that we're planning to play today later on stream. It's like most people don't have their stuff organized, right? Like most pages, the deck lists aren't living pages, right? They're stale deck lists that are from a tournament and never get changed. So like it's a change of pace. So reiterating that the norm here is different is something that has to get done pretty constantly as people come in from different places where that's not the case and they're not used to that. I'm just gonna take their Noble Hierarch. Maybe taking the Noble Hierarch is wrong because I have the Liliana the last hope. Should just take their protection spells. What made the format so bad? The Kaladesh format both had extremely powerful threats as well as a poor selection of answers. They're just like a terrible mix. Alright, well that makes all my interaction really bad, so, you know. Here we are. I do just have them dead in a few attacks here, so we got that going for us at least. And they don't have a lot of mana to work with since I killed their Noble Hierarch, so. I think so, Miller. It was for the Esper mid-range deck. If so, it should be in the deck queue. I believe that got added. Haven't these been interesting and engaging games of Magic the Gathering? Alright, I got that one. So I'm going to be dead in 2 turns now instead of 3. Blue-white aggro. Did it not get into the deck queue? It did not. I have your donation. I'll add that now. Izzy the Mage, thanks for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The original RTR is probably my favorite single block. Alright, and then fingers crossed I don't die next turn, so they die the following turn. Their hand does Vines, Might of Old Krosa, Blossoming Defense. So if they... That's not a green source, so they should be dead here. Just like double Rancor the Crusader and kill them. Oh, they have Vines of the Vastwood. So Vines... Vines doesn't actually save them, right? Because they attacked. So I put a Rancor on here. Even if they Vines to protect it, they still take 3 inside of combat. Yeah, they could have bought themselves another turn by not attacking here. If they wouldn't have attacked, they could have Vines this to counter my Rancor, and then have blocked with their Inkmoth Nexus to not die. But they did not, so they lost. This hand seems reasonable. It's got a Rancor to trample over any flying blockers they're going to have. It's got an Inquisition to poke a hole in whatever their plan is. It's got a threat. It's got pump spells. It's got a really good mix of stuff, actually. No play on one. I think because I drew Noble Hierarch, I'm actually going to go ahead and play that on one here rather than get Spell Pierced. Although I guess if they don't have a Spell Pierce and their threat is Blighted Agent, playing Noble Hierarch on one here is kind of bad. Playing magic at your opponent. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Hopefully if they just play Blighted Agent on 2, the Inquisition's going to keep us from dying on their turn 3. Yep, Pawns is really good against fair decks. Oh, geez. Spellskite is a card we saw in their main deck. Definitely should have been thinking about that, I guess. Well. Oh, feels bad, man. So both our Infect mirrors were lost to the fact that they had a Spellskite, and then we never had a Fatal Push. And maybe I should have sequenced my Inquisitions differently. I don't think Modern... So, like, here's the thing you have to understand. In order for a format like Modern to be interactive, it has to be... You have to manage it with a ban list. The reason why Legacy is interactive is because the cards that make Legacy interactive are stupid powerful and make the format incredibly narrow. Legacy is a format where there are 25 years of playable Magic cards, but there's less playable cards in the format than in Modern. So if you look at just the raw number of variety of cards that see play in the top Legacy decks, you need to understand that Legacy, while it is incredibly interactive, it's also incredibly narrow. It is a format where the same cards and strategies are utilized basically everywhere. And, like, Modern's definitely super linear, but it also has a lot of different cards that are playable in it. And the only way to make Modern more interactive without managing it via a ban list would be... Yeah, Vintage. Vintage is even more narrow. Like, those formats, like, Legacy is interactive because the interactive cards are busted powerful. So... Now, we're going to Fatal Push, or we're going to Vines of the Vastwood, their Spellskite. So their hand is Groundswell, Vines, and others. So Vines of the Vastwood, my Vines of the Vastwood stops them from targeting their Spellskite with their Vines of the Vastwood. So if this resolves, they can't protect their Spellskite from my Fatal Push, and then we get to untap and kill them. That's not how Vines works. Me Vinesing their creature stops them from targeting it with their spells. So if I Vines their Spellskite, they can still Spellskite my spells to their Spellskite. So if this resolves, this will no longer be a legal target for their spells. So now Vines does not give hexproof. It's this weird not hexproof. So now I'm fatal pushing their thing and they can't protect it because my Vines resolves on it. Now they're dead to my stuff. Or I mean, everyone's elitist everywhere. That's like not something that's like exclusive. No one type of Magic player has exclusive rights on being elitist. So if I strap this up with Rancor, I can attack with it for 4 and then Mutagenic Growth it, and then they Vines my thing, and then I become immense in response. And if they Vines in response to the Rancor, I'd Mutagenic Growth plus become immense, kill them. So they're dead regardless here, because we know all 3 of the cards in their hand. They cannot beat us lethaling them. So this is lethal, so they have to Vines my thing, and then in response to their Vines, I become immense and kill them. Amulet Titan, thank you for the 12-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. And that game ended up having some sequencing choices in it, right? That JJ, thanks for the Prime support. That was a long match of Modern. Lasted till turn 5. We 3-2'd. And one of the 2 losses I had, I fetched the wrong land by mistake, and we would have guaranteed won if I'd have fetched the correct land. So the deck would have 4-1'd, but I 3-2'd because I fetched the wrong land. You know, honestly, thinking about the things that exist in the format, I feel like I did see your biddies, Tobin. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I kind of feel like this is probably a better choice than Blue-Green Infect. Both having Fatal Push and Inquisition are very good, and Phyrexian Crusader and Collective Brutality to not just be like stone cold dead to burn seems really good. So I think this deck, you know, people have to ask like, what do you think about modern decks? There's two things I think that make a good modern deck. The first is that your deck needs to be extremely proactive and have a linear game plan that is trying to execute. Second is that your linear game plan should ideally have a smidgen of interaction in it, so that way when some rude individual is trying to be more linear than you are, you can poke a hole in what they're doing so you can kill them first. Those are the 2 things you should look for. 1, you want your deck to be incredibly proactive, which this deck is. And 2, you want just enough interaction where this interaction helps your linear plan. In this case, it protects our creatures, but this is also able to poke holes in the opponent's linear plan if they're not trying to interact with you. Yeah, Grixis Death Shadow is a great example of a good modern deck, right? Like, it has a proactive, good game plan, Death Shadow, Temur Battle Rage, kill you, but it also has things like Stubborn Denial and Inquisition that not only protect its linear game plan, but also disrupt the opponent. So this deck is doing similar things. You do have your... The whole Twitch months counting has been real awkward lately since they changed systems, so...